So you did the 45, 45, 90 triangle. Now we're gonna do the 30, 60, 90 triangle. So remember that the short side is across from the 30-degree angle and the long side is across from the 60-degree angle, and the hypotenuse again is always across the right angle. So when you're figuring these out, some of you will be better at words, some of you will be better at remembering the numbers. So if you're doing the words, the hypotenuse is 2 times the short side. And the long side is the short side times the square root of 3. So we're going to look at some examples. So nice and easy if we're given the short side. Our short side, so the short side is 6. And we are trying to figure out the hypotenuse. Well, the hypotenuse, we'll try to figure out x first. The hypotenuse is 2 times the short side. So I'm going to do 2 times 6, and that's going to give me 12. So x will equal 12. All you have to do is double the short side. Then the long side, which is y, that is going to be the short side times the square root of 3. Well, our short side is 6, so we're going to multiply that by the square root of 3. So then y equals 6 square root of 3, and can't simplify that anymore. So not too hard if you are given the short side. So now we're going to look at one where we're given the hypotenuse. We have to work a little bit backwards. Again, when we went from s to 2s, we multiplied by 2. When we go backwards, we are going to have to divide by 2. So when I'm going to go this way from 16 to x to the short side, I'm going to do the hypotenuse divided by 2 will give me my short side. So my hypotenuse is 16 divided by 2 is going to give me 8. So x equals 8, my short side is 8. Now, we don't have to do anything fancy because we always base off of our short side. So to go to y, my y is my long side. So the long side is still our short side times the square root of 3. Well, we figured out our short side is 8. So then we have 8 times the square root of 3, which would equal y. So again, that one's not too bad when you're given the hypotenuse. You just have to remember, get the short side first because everything else is based off of the short side. And our last example is the hardest one. So when we went from the side, short side to the long side, we multiply by the square root of 3. So when we go back this way, we have to divide by the square root of 3. So we are given, this should be a 10. So we are given 10. So when we go this way now, from the long side to the short side, instead of multiplying by square root of 3, I need to take my number and I'm going to divide it by the square root of 3. Now remember though, we cannot leave the radical in the denominator, so I'm going to rationalize it. I'm going to multiply top and bottom by square root of 3. 10 times the square root of 3 equals 10 times the square root of 3, and then square root of 3 times square root of 3 equals 3. So that is what I have for x. So now my short side is 10 square root of 3 over 3 is my short side. Now nothing's different. We base my short side and my hypotenuse off of the short side. So when I go from the short side to the hypotenuse, I still just multiply by 2. So to get y, I have to take 10 square root of 3 over 3 times 2. And to not confuse myself, I'm going to put 2 over 1 so I know what I'm multiplying. 10 times 2 I'm multiplying. I cannot multiply 3 times 2 because it's in the radical. So 10 times 2 is 20. You just tag on the square root of 3, and then 3 stays on the bottom. And we can't simplify that anymore. So y equals 20 square root of 3 over 3. So always get your short side and base everything off of the short side. So that's where if you're not given the short side, that's the first side you want to find.